All right. So for the February 22 exam, because or for that matter, for any 2022 exam, not just Feb 22, for the 2022 exam, they are allowing a deferral because of the overall COVID situations, which is there in the overall world. There are two deferrals which are there. One is kind of a precaution-based deferral, and second one is kind of a deferral where you yourself are hit by the COVID in the last 14 days. If you fall in the second category where you yourself are being there in the affected category, in that case, you can be given the the immediate exam. You will not be penalized. You won't be asked to wait for a particular period of time. Assuming that for the next available exam, the registration is still available and the seats are still available. But if you are in the first criteria where you are deferring the exam because of a kind of protection or precaution,
Precautionary measure.
you will have to wait for 9 months.
Okay.
Is it clear, Nitesh?
Yes, sir. I'll go with the 9 months thing.
Yeah. So basically, if you're taking the deferral as a precaution, then it will be like you have to wait for a period of approximately like 9 months. So you are going for a 9 months, right? I mean, the February to November, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go with the. I'll help you out with the process. All right. So basically, this is the criteria. So basically, Begin 2020 will require documentation for most deferrals. So it's not all deferrals, for the most deferrals. So these are the reasons listed. These are the reasons which are being given, and this is the specific where you can get you can take the exam even before the 9 months.
Okay.
It may take around 6 weeks, but your the deferral request is going to get processed. So it may happen that right now you are deferring, but till the date of the exam, you may not hear back from them. You may just hear back that your request has been received, but processing may take a little bit of a time. But generally, they will accept it, like guaranteed that they're going to accept it.
Okay.
This is deferral due to COVID exposure. So this is basically the COVID exposure where you can get the exam before the 9 months also. So let's log in and do it. So I have your username and the password. Let me see. Correct, right? Nitesh?
Yes, sir. It is correct.
Let me enter the password. You may receive some OTP or something, maybe. No, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, it will get through.
All right. So now there's a deferral request form. I'm clicking on this deferral request form. So Nitesh name, insured ID, and reason for deferral. So there's nothing over here. Illness, self and family, death in the family, military deployment, pregnancy, rescheduling the exam. You have been instructed to complete this form as per this email. So nothing on this is working out over here. So in the last 14 days, we'll be selecting this COVID exposure. So right now, this option is disabled right now. So in the last 14 days, so when is the exam date?
18th, I guess. 18th, yeah.
So 18, around 4th February, this is going to open and you can click on this COVID exposure. That you have been exposed to someone diagnosed with, like in the when your family members or someone has been diagnosed and you cannot obtain the COVID test because you didn't do it, but you had the symptoms. So you can select this one or flu-like symptoms if you have the symptoms. So this second or the third one will open in the last 14 days.
Okay, cool.
Right now, इसमें से अभी कुछ नहीं हो रहा ना. You are not suffering. इसमें से कोई नहीं आ रहा ना. Right now, you don't have a non-COVID related anything, right? Illness in the family.
And again, this is going to be like a standard one, right?
So basically, only in this case, when you are having the last one in the COVID diagnosis one, over there only you will be getting the option to take it before November. So although this is not opening right now, even if it opens, only in the case of last one, you will get that option of before November. In all the things, this 1, 2, 3, 4, which are not open right now, and is all this previous one, you are going to get November only. Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah.
I repeat, ये illness, self, illness family, death in the family, military deployment, pregnancy, and reschedule the exam or instructed by the email. So except last two, till pregnancy, and over here, natural disaster, COVID exposure, flu-like symptoms, or travel restrictions. In all these cases, you will get the November exam only, not before that. This COVID diagnosis, and if the exam get rescheduled, or if you are instructed by the email to select this form, in that case, you may get it before November. If for the May and August, the registration is still on. They say May ke liye registration is on till the 8th of February. So till the 8th of February, if the CFA should ask you to reschedule because your center got cancelled, then you may get a May exam. So only for this option, instructed by email and the COVID diagnosis, you stand to get before November. And for all other things, you will be getting November. I'll show you where it is. This is deferral. All right, see this deferral due to COVID exposures, flu-like symptoms, and travel restrictions. You will get November 22 only. All right, this is what I was saying over here. The COVID exposure, flu-like symptoms, and travel, not for the natural disaster. For this COVID exposure, flu-like symptoms, and travel restrictions, you will get November 22 only. There is only one deferral, that's okay. And all subsequent requests in a link to the initial, that's okay, that's okay. And all other deferral types, you can get August, November. So August is possible, May is not possible. So basically, COVID diagnosis, natural disaster, and all this, your August is going to be possible. So I repeat this, यहाँ पे mention किया उन्होंने कि COVID exposure, flu-like symptoms, or travel restrictions, you will get November 22 only. So basically, COVID exposure, flu-like symptoms, and travel restrictions, you will get November. And for everything else, natural disaster, COVID diagnosis, death in the family, illness, etc., you will get the August or November or Feb 23.
Okay, got it.
Clear, right?
Yes.
So right now we are not selecting because we are not qualifying any of this over here in the first one. But within the last 14 days, you will be selecting COVID exposure, flu-like symptoms if you are going to be falling over there.
Yeah.
Clear, right? Any doubts?
No, sir, all good.
Pakka, right? Clear, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. Okay. Chalega, take care. Let me know if you have any doubts.
Yeah, and how's your health responding?